I'm going to stick to it. I'm going to enjoy the benefits that comes with him being an actor, but I'm not going to, showcase it or flaunt it to the others that, do you know, my son is an actor, is quite good with his acting skills. Hello everyone, I hope everyone is doing good and taking good care of themselves. So today I'm going to talk about different ways narcissistic parents use their children for validation. And before I get going, I would request you all to like, share, subscribe the channel, hit the notification bell so you guys are updated whenever we put out a new content. So as we know that these narcissistic parents have zero empathy, zero tolerance towards criticism. They are hungry for admiration. They want all that validation, and they want to be center of attention. They really don't care what goes inside of their kids, what the kids are feeling. That's none of their concern. These narcissistic parents are big time into controlling their kids by withholding love and affection. They give tiny bits to their kids so that the kids are on hook for long, and the kids, keep on doing what the parent wants them to do. So they use love and affection to control their kids. As we know that these narcissistic parents lack empathy, they really don't care what's going inside of their kid, emotional, physical, psychological. They really don't care what's happening inside of them, and they don't respect their kids' feelings, thoughts, preference, likes, dislikes. They really don't care. They think that their kids are an extension of them, and their kids have to do whatever they want them to do. Kids are like supply. Kids are like doormat. Kids are like pets, like cats and dogs for these narcissistic parents, and they just have to do whatever the parent wants. If the kid tells the parent that, hey dad, I don't like your behavior, hey mom, I'm not feeling good because you're hitting me and all of that, these narcissistic parents can't tolerate criticism. And if you tell them, if you call out their bad behavior, or if you tell them that they are being a little abusive, that causes them narcissistic injury and lots of silent treatment, lots of passive aggression, sometimes violent physical abuse, emotional abuse, and whatnot comes your way. So these narcissistic parents are big time into controlling, and they don't see their kids as individual entities with their own uniqueness and speciality. No, they don't see their kid that way. So what are the different ways that these narcissistic parents use their kids to get validation? So the first way is that these narcissistic parents might flaunt their children's report card in front of the others. Well, see, my son has scored this much, my daughter has scored this much, well, she passed with flying colors. They don't hesitate in flaunting that. Everyone goes through ups and downs, and it's absolutely fine. A healthy person wouldn't go to an extent, where they would, make copies of the report card and send it to the relatives, or put it in WhatsApp or Facebook status and flaunt, so that people will say, oh wow, your daughter did so well. So the validation and all those good words are not going to the daughter. Yeah, the daughter's success or achievement or the good numbers are being used to get validation for themselves. Yeah, it's not to motivate and encourage the daughter. Yeah, it's to collect all those cookies. I am the father. Yes, it's my daughter who's doing good. Thank you so much. I told you I had been a good father. I told you I had been a good mother. So yes, these narcissistic parents start flaunting their kids report card. It's only till the time the kid is doing good, scoring good marks, yeah, and doing what the parent wants. The moment the grades go down, the parents are not going to flaunt the report card. Yeah, because that is going to bring them a bad name. People are going to question that, hey, you didn't take care of your child so well. Hey, you didn't help your kid to study well this time. Hey, you didn't support your kid this time. So yes, then people are going to ask them, and that is going to hurt these narcissists. So the narcissists are going to only flaunt, when their kids are successful, or when they achieve good marks, and when they perform good as per them. That is used to bring in more glory and name for these narcissistic parents. They feel more fueled up, they feel more gassed up, and they feel good about it. Yeah, it's my daughter who scored so much, it's my son who has scored so much. So that is how things are with these narcissistic parents. The next way with the help of which these narcissistic parents seek validation is that they overshare anything and everything, what their kid does. So if their kid is good in sports, or if their kid is good in this and that, they are going to share that with anyone and everyone. And they are going to say, well, what do you think? Yeah, my daughter is doing good. Yeah, my son is doing good. What do you think? See, he's been such a good artist. See, he's been so good with skateboarding and all of that. I get that. A healthy person likes to share. Yeah, but the healthy person likes to share everything. The healthy person doesn't just share the good thing. Yeah, the healthy person shares the challenges also, the pain also. Yeah, that is ideally how we think and function around people. Yeah, I mean, if I will share my good results, then next time I might say that, yeah, I didn't score that well. I wouldn't hesitate in telling others. Yeah, because then others would ask. If I am putting things on display, others would ask me that, hey Sarah, how much did you score this time? And if I didn't score well, I would tell them that this time it wasn't that good. I'm still struggling. I didn't manage to get good scores this time. Yeah, this is how healthy sharing looks like. Yeah, where you share everything, from the best, the good, the bad, and the most challenging things as well. It's not that you just share the good ones. Yeah, I'm printing copies of my certificate and I'm just mailing them to all the relatives. Hey, I have done this. Hey, I have done that. So it's very one-sided, I would say. So these narcissistic parents, they share anything and everything that can bring them good name, that can bring them a little bit of praise, that can bring them glory. Yeah, and they don't hesitate in using their kid for that. So if the kid is good in painting, they are going to display the painting. And if the kid is bad in something, they are not going to talk about it. They are going to just eat it up. They are going to hide it. Yeah, they are going to only put such things on display that they approve of. These narcissistic parents are not going to put anything and everything on display. They are going to use only those things which these narcissistic parents approve of. Yeah, and if the child is also good, if the child is a kind of a golden child, the child is good in something that the parent wants them to be, then it's going to be a up for show. Yeah, and if not, no. Yeah, let me give you another example. If the child is very good in sports, so the parents are going to flaunt about how good their child is in sports, but their parent might not talk about their kids achievement in painting, in writing, because that is not what they approve of, that's not what they like. Yeah, so these narcissistic parents, they cherry pick things that they can use to siphon and get more validation from others, and they can feel good, they can fuel themselves up. So if the kid is good in dancing, and if the parent also wants them to be good in dancing, they are going to flaunt that. See, my kid is dancing. If the kid is good with mathematics, if the kid is good with a certain kind of sport, and the kid is really performing good, they're going to share all of that, the videos, the reports, and this and that, so that they can get that validation. They feel admired by the others. Oh wow, your daughter is doing well, your daughter is doing good, your son is doing good. But the other things these narcissistic folks are going to eat up. A healthy individual would love to share, oh see, my daughter scored so much in this, Well, did you know that my daughter is good in cooking as well? My daughter is good in painting as well. My daughter is good in this and that. These narcissistic folks are not going to put everything on display. These narcissistic folks are going to use only those things which they approve of or which they want their kids to be good in. So yes, these narcissistic folks are, big time into cherry picking and using their kids achievement to bag in some, validations and glory. The next thing that these narcissistic parents do is that they go on bragging about their kids' admission in this college and that college. They won't talk about where all the kid failed to get the admission. They are not going to talk about that. Yeah. And if it's a very prestigious college, then a narcissistic parent is going to go on flaunting day and night that my son got through this and he's got into this college. But if the son fails to get into a certain college, the narcissistic parents are not going to talk about it. They are not going to tell others that what, my son was trying and he failed, he didn't get it this time. A healthy person would share anything and everything. If the kid does something good, they will share that also. And if the kid is facing challenges or if the kid is not scoring well, they're going to share that as well with the others. I mean, that's how things are with a healthy individual. But with narcissistic folks, they only use the good, they only use the best to add in some badges of honor. Yeah. And others, they are not going to put it up on display. Yeah, they're going to eat it up. So yes, these narcissistic parents are going to flaunt their kids' admission in good college. The college is so tough and difficult and strict, but he got entry in that college. He did study well. After all, he's my son. After all, she's my daughter. Yeah. So that is how they are, in order to bag in some compliments, in order to bag in some admiration and validation from the others. But if the child fails to do something, they're not going to talk about it. Yeah. They will just treat the child as an invisible child. All of a sudden, the golden child, becomes invisible in no time. So it's not healthy at all. It's just the good things that are put on display to bag in, glory, validation, admiration. That's it. The next thing that these narcissistic parents, do in order to bag in some validation is that if the child gets a very good job, prestigious job like an IAS officer, doctor, engineer, or maybe whatnot, whatever. I mean, if it's good, it's considered good according to the parent. And if the child is making a great deal of money, the parent is going to put it on display. Well, look, my son is a doctor, he earns this much. Well, my daughter is an engineer, she earns this much. Well, my son has become an IAS officer, he earns this much. Yeah, so they are only going to showcase and display things that they approve of. If the son becomes a fashion designer and is successful and earns money, that won't be put on display. Yeah, the parents might use the son's money. It's okay, it's bringing in convenience, it's fine, but they're not going to validate it because they don't approve of. Yeah, things are very one-sided. So if the parents doesn't approve of, they're not going to validate it or put it on display, and they're going to dismiss it and invalidate it, and they're going to, though, enjoy all the perks that comes with the kid's job, the salary. They're going to enjoy all of that, but they're not going to put it on display because that doesn't fit their narrative and agenda. I mean, for example, if I'm a narcissistic mother and I want my son to be either an engineer, a doctor, or a scientist, and if my son, isn't able to become any one of these, I'm not going to, talk about his achievement or anything. Though I know that he is a successful actor, he's making a lot of money, I'm having a good time, but I'm not going to put it up on display because I don't approve of. He's not a scientist, he's not a doctor, engineer. His work is not bringing all that glory, name and fame to me. Yeah, because I have a preconceived notion. I have got preconceived ideas about things, you know, in a certain way, and I really am not ready to change anything. Yeah, so I'm going to stick to it. I'm going to enjoy the benefits that comes with him being an actor, but I'm not going to, you know, showcase it or flaunt it to the others that do you know my son is an actor, is quite good with his acting skills. So I hope you guys can understand that these narcissistic parents are very selective. Yeah, they will enjoy whatever comes, you know, with their kids success, but if the kid is successful in something which they don't approve of, they are not going to put that on display for their validation. Yeah. And if the kid does what the parent approves of, and the kid is successful and the kid is bringing in a lot of money, then the parent are, you know, going to put forth that, hey, do you know my son is an amazing doctor? He's excellent. After all, he is my son. We groomed him well, we coached him well, we trained him well. I mean, that is how things are. So that is how opportunistic these narcissistic parents are. They don't hesitate in, you know, using their kid to bag in some validation from the others, some admiration, validation, approval from the others. So that's how sick and damaging these narcissistic parents are. In case if you would like to add in something, you can always comment below, and please take care of yourself. Lots of love and blessings to all of you. Don't ignore the red flags and try and stay away from narcissists. Bye.